Hey everyone, and welcome back. Now today we're going to be talking about both XRP and Cardano because I think they're related in something really interesting that we're seeing actually happening with the US government right now. There's been a lot of talk about having a potential US crypto stockpile. I'm not exactly sure what that ends up looking like, but I think basically what they're trying to do is focus on American crypto companies specifically, and obviously both XRP and Cardano are American crypto companies, which is really cool. Solana probably also thrown in there. We'll actually be taking a list of a couple of different crypto companies that we could potentially see if we did see some sort of American crypto reserve stockpile, whatever we're going to call that. So it could be really interesting to see. Before we do that though, and we want to go through, I want to take just an overall look at what we're seeing with Cardano, what we're seeing with XRP, how they're looking, a lot of that type of stuff. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive right in. Starting out, looking at crypto bubbles, we can see a pretty nice bounce on the market here. We can see Solana up a decent bit. We can also see Cardano's up a decent bit. And then we also have XRP up only a little bit, so not too much going on there. But Ondo, ENS, Lido, Jupiter, M&T, KCS, those are kind of the big ones that are up on the day. Still a couple down here and there, but overall, I mean, it's looked pretty good overall. We are still red on the week though. We have seen a pretty nice pullback, so haven't quite recovered from that yet, but at least on the day, a little bit of a nice bounce. Again, so far, who knows how long or how well that'll hold. Moving on to the cryptocurrency prices by market cap, I want to take a quick look here because obviously XRP sitting at the number 3 spot with $182 billion in market cap. Cardano also here at $36 billion of market cap. So one thing I did also want to take a look at is we've got 58% fully diluted here on XRP. So we are actually going to have a fully diluted market cap, probably closer to 300 billion all said and done here, getting very close to the Ethereum market cap. And then here on Cardano, we do have about 80% fully diluted. So much better tokenomics here on Cardano. Also, we are looking at Cardano being about 1/6 of the size of XRP. So pretty good, I would say, risk to reward if we're trying to bet on American coins. I'd probably be picking Cardano over XRP. That said, XRP does seem to have a far more crazy community as far as some of the price action and things that we've seen. I'm not trying to underplay Cardano's community. I feel like Cardano also has a very strong community, but XRP, some of the things we've seen out of the XRP community, especially over the past couple months, has been pretty wild. And honestly, to their benefit and to their credit, even when XRP was down at 20, 30, 40 cents, I mean, it was still the same level of conviction and enthusiasm about Cardano overall, or about XRP, overall. And so that's something that, I do think is definitely a benefit. The Cardano holders are in the Cardano community is strong, but I would say, just at least from what I've seen recently, definitely not as rabid as what we've seen coming out of XRP. So looking at the prices real quick, we can see Cardano actually looking pretty decent here. We are following this upper trend line. So we did obviously see this descending trend line. We broke out of that, and now we've officially, I would say, started to see a trend change going on here, which is really good to see. The lows here we're seeing just below $1. Right now we're actually just above $1, which is great, with highs pumping up to about $1.16 here in the recent past. Again, still higher highs, still higher lows. So things looking really good on the Cardano chart. Now, next I want to take a look at the XRP chart as well, because XRP, obviously we saw this ridiculous move to the upside. We saw really nice consolidation, and then obviously we've seen that subsequent breakout. When we did talk about XRP on the last video, I did kind of make the mention that we hadn't really seen any sort of structure forming here on XRP, so we weren't sure exactly how this was going to play out. This was kind of like my guess of a wedge. I would say, at least from what we've seen so far, the wedge probably looks a little bit steeper, maybe something like this roughly. Again, same, not a perfect wedge for sure. And again, this could potentially continue to expand out a little bit. As we can see, this is a much smaller wedge than what we saw forming here. So it's very possible that maybe we draw down to this point and then, kind of do this, and it becomes a much more shallow wedge, something that we would see maybe looking a little bit kind of like that potentially, or maybe something closer to that. So, a lot of different options here as far as how this wedge could actually turn out for XRP, but it does look like we're starting to see price consolidate. Maybe we see something similar to what we saw after this little consolidation. We saw another break to the upside where we reached new highs, things looking really strong there. So definitely keep an eye on this. I'm looking essentially for one of two things: a break out of the top of this trend line, essentially where we'd be seeing something like this, or if we did see a breakout to the bottom, we probably would be looking at a couple of different points of support. This is probably the first one here at the $2.61 range, and then next probably being at about the $2.35 range. So that's about what I'm looking at here as far as XRP and how XRP is doing. We can see on the Bollinger Bands definitely pushing towards the top side of it, so Price action for XRP still looking super, super strong. Even on RSI, we can see 64. Not quite to overbought yet, but definitely looking very, very strong and a lot stronger than what we've kind of seen out of Cardano. If we go back to Cardano, things looking good still overall. I mean, of course, right? But if we look, not as strong. We are sitting kind of below the mean line here, sitting about on the mean line for RSI as well. But again, very similar movements happening. Really strong move to the upside here. Not as clean of a wedge. Obviously, we started to see some consolidation here at this, but it was more of just like a kind of a clean trend line break rather than price consolidation. And now we are seeing kind of a new trend line being established. So similar things happening, but just in a little bit of different ways. I am trading on BTCC. You can see I have actually opened, I believe the H bar one I opened on a live stream I was doing earlier in the week, and then the SUI trade I did actually open in the SUI video that I made earlier on in yesterday, I guess, at this point. So things looking good. We are up a little bit. Obviously we started down for a little bit, but we are seeing that market bounce a little bit. Again, liquidations and stop losses is everything. So as we can see, I've got that stop loss. We didn't actually get stopped out, which is good. We also haven't, I haven't set a stop loss on this one yet. I probably should. I was monitoring the price. It never really dropped below the point at which I would have called a stop loss on this anyway. So both of these looking decent. Again, we'll see how these play out. Only up 18 and 22%. For 12 and 20x leverage, not particularly great. You have to remember when you do take an extra level of risk, you probably should be expecting an extra level of reward as well. So we'll see kind of how these play out. If you are interested in following along, obviously hit that subscribe button. I'll probably start doing a little bit more of this, placing trades as I think they look good. Honestly, even looking at the Cardano chart here, we are seeing a bounce off of this lower trend line. We could potentially be seeing a move to this upper side here. So potentially a great option to take a trade right now as well on the Cardano chart. I probably won't just for the sake of brevity in this video, but just because we are talking about two different coins, and so there's a lot to get through. But if you are interested in trading or following along any of that type of stuff, again, not financial advice, you do need to make your own decisions, but if you are trying to learn how to trade, could be a pretty good option to just kind of try it out. I am using the demo trading account just for example, so if you also want to just sign up and use a demo trading account, you're more than welcome to. I do have that link to BTCC in the description below. They do have that 10% bonus on first time deposits, so if you're essentially looking for free money, a really great option to do so, and that is in addition to the extra bonuses of up to $10,055 per user. So a bunch of money that BTCC is willing to throw at you to go on and trade with them. So if that's something you're interested in, I would say it's a really, really great deal. I like that we have this kind of additional bonus in addition to kind of the more standard bonuses that they are offering. So really, really good deal. Definitely a special deal that we can offer. So if you are interested, like I said, just feel free to go on ahead and sign up with that link. Been around for a while, got a ton of trading options, ton of leverage options, and then also no VPN or KYC necessary if that's something that you're interested in. So like I said, just check the link in the description below if you are interested. Now, moving on, I want to take a quick look at this post from Altcoin Daily. We talked about this at the beginning of the video. We have a couple of different things here that we could see going into Trump's US crypto stockpile. A little interesting here because we see Ethereum. I think technically Ethereum was American. I don't think they're based in the US anymore, but I think they are American. Bitcoin, again, no one really knows who created it. I think the US kind of claims ownership of Bitcoin, even though I don't think we actually know that for sure. And then Chainlink, I believe, is American. Solana is American. Cardano is American. One that we are missing here is XRP. I also have heard a lot about HBAR as well. So those are two potentially missing from this list. Obviously, this is kind of a joint video talking about both XRP and Cardano, because I do think, honestly, if I wouldn't expect one to get in without the other, just because obviously Charles Hoskinson and Brad Garlinghouse are both fairly high profile people in the crypto scene, particularly in the US. So if one got in and not the other, I think there would be complete outrage by the other side. And so, I think that's kind of what we're looking at here. Overall, the next one I want to take a look at too is this is what we've talked about a couple of times in the past, and this could be something where we see Cardano really start to come to life, because Charles Hoskinson has really kind of been pushing the Bitcoin on Cardano narrative. And so they're actually going to be at Bitcoin Las Vegas in May in 2025, where they're essentially going to be trying to make their grand introduction into the crypto stage, or into the Bitcoin stage specifically. And so I am interested to see how that ends up working out. A lot of interesting things going on here. So what we can see also with that, and this is kind of why I said earlier in the video that I'm a little bit more bullish on Cardano than XRP, just because first off, XRP is way, way, way higher on market cap. And if you look look at fully diluted market cap, I mean, they're even higher than that, you know, $316 billion at current prices. So very, 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 very high market cap. I mean, basically there's only two things higher, and that is Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that's not to say that it can't go up. It's just to say that we need to be a lot more careful, and it can be a little bit more risky getting into something like this. Where with Cardano, as I mentioned before, I do kind of have that bias that I do think we will see kind of a little bit of a Bitcoin ecosystem run at some point. When that happens, I'm not sure. But if Cardano is already kind of positioning themselves for that, I think that could be a really, really strong catalyst, both for just Bitcoin generally as well as Cardano. And again, given that we're kind of like lumping XRP and Cardano in together, some of you XRP maxis may hate me for that, but I think that's kind of a fair comparison just because they're both fairly high profile US cryptocurrencies. US cryptocurrencies are certainly in the spotlight right now, probably Solana more than anyone else, but XRP and Cardano I do think are going to be a very, very strong second, kind of, or like a next wave there. And so with that, with Cardano being about 1/6 the size, with Cardano making that push into Bitcoin, I think there's a lot of really, really interesting potential catalysts that we are seeing with Cardano. And so that's why I'm a little bit more bullish. Overall though, I think it's a fantastic time. This is probably the best time in history, if we're being honest, to own US crypto coins, just because there's a lot more optimism within the US market surrounding crypto, surrounding crypto coins, surrounding the formation or the allowance of crypto businesses within the US. There's a whole bunch of different stuff going on. And so I think it's a really, really good time to be an American company in crypto. And actually, I am really interested to see if we start to see any of these crypto companies start to like maybe potentially repatriate back into the US. I think that could be a really, really interesting thing, at least from my understanding, or at least how I'm looking at it. It seems to me like the US government is really trying to make a very concentrated push to try and make the US as attractive as possible for crypto. How you get around places like Dubai or Singapore currently, I'm not sure how you get better than that. But, you know, we'll have to see kind of what the US can bring to the table and some of the offers that they do make. It could be pretty interesting. So anyway, hopefully you found the information in this video useful. If you did, please do give me a like and a subscribe, because it really does help me out. Also, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything like that, just please do leave those in the comment section, because I do really try to read and respond to all of those, and I really do appreciate all of your guys' comments. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.